sa kaayuhan ug kamatuoran. Kredibilidad mao'y gibarugan. Ang bagong yugto ng ating himpilan, ang Sunshine Radio, ay SMNI Radio na. Patuloy kaming magbibigay ng mga balita, impormasyon, serbisyo at inspirasyon para sa Diyos at sa Pilipinas nating mahal. Ang SMNI Radio ay magsisilbing totoong boses ng bayan at maaasahan sa panahon ng pangangailangan. Handa ang SMNI Radio na maging kasama sa bawat yugto ng buhay ng mga Pilipino. Inyong maaasahan na patuloy na magsusulong ang SMNI Radio ng pagbabago at pag-unlad. Asahan ang mas pinaigting at mas pinagandang mga programa na ihahatid ng SMNI Radio. Hindi rin mawawala ang mga programang magbibigay inspirasyon at pananampalataya natin sa makapangyarihang Ama sa pamamagitan ng kanyang hinirang na anak, Pastor Apollo C. Kibuloy. Tuloy-tuloy sa pagkikinig at panonood dahil sa SMNI Radio, araw-araw kami magsisilbi sa inyo. Maraming salamat sa inyong patuloy na pagtitiwala. Serbisyong Kapartner ng Bayan. Kapartner ng Bayan. Ania ang tulumanong mo paila sa lain-laing ahensya, organisasyon, personalidad o individual nga andamugahin sa ilang serbisyong Kapartner ng Bayan. Atong sayron ang mataglaka nga nabuhat na ug angay pangbuhaton alang sa ikauswag sa matag komunidad ug sa nasud sa kinatibuk-an. Serbisyong Kapartner ng Bayan. Aniya na ang atong kapartner nga makauban karon.
Good afternoon mga kapartners. Welcome sa itong programa Serbisyong Kapartner ng Bayan. It's another episode nga inyo madunggan. Very productive mga partners. Very interesting ato ang paminawon karon kay very fortunate ta, no? Isa ta sa mga naimbitehan sa gipahigayong press conference o launching, no, sa PALMYRA SIARGAO. Kisa may nakadto sa Siargao sa inyo? Ako wala pa. So bucket list na to na, no? Muna gitawag nga God's will, Father's will, kung makadto tag PALMYRA SIARGAO, sa Siargao mismo, island. Well, exciting kayo na, no? Hopefully na i-sponsor. Anyway, of course, siyempre, bago ito magkalimutan na, kinihigala ka pa na Jimrey, Biosa. Welcome sa itong programa, kamo naminaw sa atong Sibianan, DYAR, SMNI Radio Cebu, sa atong, kamo naminaw po sa atong mga official Facebook pages karon nga madunggan kini atong programa sa DYAR, SMNI Radio, and of course, siyempre mga kapartners, no, sa ato ang official Facebook page, Kapartner ng Bayan, ag SMNI Cebu, SMNI News Cebu, Visayas mga kapartners. Anyway, yan tudugayan, kay medyo duha ni ka episode mga kapartners at madunggan, na, kay medyo taas-taas na ilang mga pamahayag na kinahanglan, may balaan po nato, no. Una, ang ilahang mga opening statement, no, sa gipahigayong press conference sa PALMYRA SIARGAO, asa to akong kuhan kini. PALMYRA SIARGAO mga kapartners, no, pinakabag-ong development dito sa Siargao Island, particular sa Del Carmen mga kapartners, no. Present mismo ang mayor, si Mayor Coro mga kapartners, kauban si Ma'am Lynie, no, ang Chief Operating or Chief Executive Officer, no, or founder sa Wellbuild Credit Cooperative. At the same time, siya po ang chairman o CEO, no, sa Wellbuild Development Corporation mga partners, no. Isa sa mga sa mga panelist, no, nga ato madunggan usab. Atty. Israelito Torreón, no, ang legal counsel po sa PALMYRA SIARGAO, ato madunggan sab, no, ay ilang mga opening statement. Kauban sab si architect, kauban po sa PALMYRA mga kapartners SIARGAO. Di na ito dugayon, paminaw na ito mga kapartners. Very interesting, no? Interesting ni, no, nga diri siya na nag-launch sa Cebu, particularly kining promising, no, ug interesting kaayong PALMYRA SIARGAO mga kapartners. Paminaw to ang ilang gipahigayong press conference. Of course, syempre kauban ang mga kauban nato sa media.
From Atty. to give a brief overview of PALMYRA SIARGAO. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I am Attorney Israelito P. Torreón. My role here is a legal counsel of PALMYRA SIARGAO. This is the first ever luxury condominium project to be established, constructed in Siargao. And as you can see, the land use of what you call the Siargao today is solely concentrated on residential as well as commercial establishments. But you have not seen yet a condominium project. But through this project, this is going to be the first ever condominium project to be launched, implemented in Siargao. And the developer here is on my left side, the petite but indefatigable and visionary Ma'am Lynie Bereso. No? She has decided to establish this project in her land in Del Carmen, Siargao. No? And why Del Carmen? Del Carmen is one of the best municipalities, if not the best municipality in Siargao. And the mayor likewise is very supportive of the project. If you listen later on to the mayor, you will see that he is a visionary local leader who knows his municipality very well. And that is why Ma'am Lynie has decided to establish this in her own municipality. She grew up in Del Carmen. She practically learned her ABCs in Del Carmen. And that is why this is a homegrown project. This is not led by these oligarchs, but this is led by a person who has grown up in her own municipality and has decided to invest in her own municipality. She has grown as a businesswoman, known nationally through Well Life, and she has now decided to venture into real estate development. And the best project that she has thought of to implement is a condominium project in Siargao. And this is to open up Siargao to foreigners, because as you know, one of the exceptions to our very strict land laws, no, foreigners cannot own lands in the Philippines. Everyone knows that. All law students know that. But one of the exceptions is if the foreigner will buy a unit in a condominium project. So foreigners now from other countries, if this PALMYRA SIARGAO will be successful, can now have the chance to have their own piece of property in Siargao. Because most foreigners who are visiting in Siargao are just renting houses. Some of them are renting houses and they're staying in hotels, but now they are given an option, the option to have their own condominium unit in Siargao. So this is the very first in Siargao, and we are here in New Star, Cebu City to launch this project. This is a grand launching. Yes, please give it your applause. And tonight, we will also have a formal program so as to showcase to you this very first condominium project in Siargao. So to those who are interested likewise, you know, once you go to Siargao, you will learn to love it. But you are forewarned. Once you go there, there is this, what you call that? Siargao curse. Why? I was infected by that also. I happened to have a client who had a land problem in Siargao, but I did not believe at first that you would be infected by the Siargao curse. But believe it or not, I have been infected with that healthy virus. Why is it healthy virus? It is healthy because once you go there, makalimtan mo imong mga utang. Because you will learn to love the place. You get to imbibe the Siargao culture. And at night, you can, you will be able to experience the uniqueness of the place that you can never find in any part of the Philippines. And that is why this is now your chance to be part also of that Siargao experience. Be infected by this healthy virus. Healthy virus which is known as the Siargao curse, because we only live in this world but once, right? And if you want a great experience in living in this world but once, why not try to be infected by that healthy virus called the Siargao curse? And PALMYRA SIARGAO would be the best place by which you can be infected by that healthy virus, which is Siargao curse. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Atty. And now to give a little bit of background or piece of information about the project or the development itself, I'll be turning it over to architect Emmelie.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I would also like to acknowledge the other incorporators. We have there Sir Alain, way back, straight from California. Please acknowledged. Yes, it's one of our incorporators. We have there Engineer Kim Madlawan and Engineer Aldrin. They're also from Manila. And of course, we have here the husband, the Sir Boboy, was here also. They're the incorporators. We'd like to acknowledge them also aside from that. Okay, PALMYRA SIARGAO. So definitely, we really wanted to create a space, no, that is really culturally bonded. But however, we wanted to really preserve what is the real culture in the island. So don't be misled by the idea of development versus environment. Okay, sometimes because of development, we are going to sacrifice a little of the environment. So in the place that our chairman, Lynie, owns, no, she inherited it. And the best thing about it is she's an only daughter of that piece of land. So actually, she inherited 7 hectares of land, and what we're going to develop is only 1.79. Only 1.79. How is that? And I was able to appreciate, nindot madaining usaratang anak, no? Kaya wa tayo labad sa ulo. Di ba, Chairman? So anyway, prior to that, that 1.79 hectare is really quite a challenging area, because when you go to the site, it's really a remote. Now, you can really see there a little jungle within that protected area. But however, as an architect, I was able to see that in these remote areas, that is where the drama of new development comes in. No, can you ever try to imagine here in Cebu, this place, long before this was nothing. Can you imagine that? And can you imagine also the thing right now that's called the Disneyland, or even the Monte Rasas at the top of the hill? Those are remote areas that were not really developed. Same way, although we're not copying it, same way also the concept of people would be asking, why defining a good development in a remote area called Cancojoy in Del Carmen? And why not? No, it's a very dramatic experience to do a very good development in Del Carmen, not in GL, okay, not in Dapa, okay, because one thing for sure, no, Del Carmen is the gateway of development of the entire Siargao Island. A big hand to the mayor. No, because without the mayor, Del Carmen would not be a so-called map on earth. Now, this is something very dramatic, Mayor, that you told me, and I was so touched of that, because as an architect, I'm just really saying, oh, it's just a part of development, but there is something drama on it when it comes to the pursuing of this journey. Mayor once told me that long before he was not able to stand in that service, people used to sell kidneys. Tama ko, Mayor, no? Sometimes that's why I'm so touched. People sell kidneys just to go on the life, no? So why we put on more drama on it? Because being our chairman, Ma'am Lynie, a person who is really a native there, we are not only looking on the development, the profit, but it's more on the stewardship of a person. Could you just imagine a co-Filipino just to sell kidney, just to go on life? Did you feel it? So sometimes Mayor is so dramatic when he told me that. So together with the chairman, I am with you, and together with the incorporators, this is really more than a project. This is a mission to uplift what humanity is called for. So that's why PALMYRA SIARGAO, because it's made of love. No, it's a made of commitment to the environment. There's stewardship in this binding thing. So it's not a mere investment type that we are going to launch right now. There is something called being responsible of of how we do things properly. We are not the first player when it comes to the development, but for sure, we will be able to mature as we go on with the excellence together with Mayor, no, Attorney Torreón, and of course the team of the incorporators. They are, not to mention Sir Allen is coming from the States and he has a very good experience in doing all the construction. Engineer Aldrin and Engineer Kim, and they will help us in doing this. And we also wanted to emphasize that we have contractors to collaborate in the development. We have from ACQ from Davao, the ACQ Solomonic Builders. We also have the APN construction, and we also have the Deep Earth contractors. They would be the one who will collaborate in doing this entire project. So what's in Palmyra? There will be 3 items to be identified. This distinctive definition. One, it would be a destination resort. So it would, because there's no body of water. It's not facing an ocean or a sea. So we have to create our resort, no, to complete this biodiversity. Second, there would be residences. No, do we call it residences, not condominiums? No, it would just be a 3-story residence because of the CAAP. And since it's really a protected area, governed by PAMB, Protected Area Management Bureau. And the third, we will be introducing a lifestyle commercial center. Okay, so that would top up the entire development. And that's it.
Thank you very much, Architect Emmelie. Now, before we proceed to the mayor, who will be talking about the impact of this development to the community, tourism, I'll be handing you over to our chairman to talk about how this project started. You know, the core beginning of it, what makes her inspired to do this and push this everything. Because the first time I know chairman, she told me right away how the past experience, but despite of all of those experience, she managed to push it and make it happen with, of course, with the presence of the entire organization or team. So without any further ado, Chairman Lynie Bereso.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Sir Green. And of course, to our beloved Mayor, Coro from Del Carmen, and to our legal, my beloved lawyer and blogger, Atty. Torreón. And of course, and with the Architect Ems, that's supposed to be, di na siya mag-architect, no? She really wanted to, sell our detergent powder, that's the product of our other company. But then, sometimes there is purpose and plan that not ours, no? So this PALMYRA SIARGAO started from a betrayal, you know. So nag-start siya because of trust na gihatag nako sa isa ka trusted, sa isa ka branch sa Luzon. And just to recover, I wanted to sell this property. But then, sometimes our plan is not the plan of God. So, when I started to plan of like selling, we have a lot of meeting with RTMs and other buyers, but then suddenly there's one person and one of our incorporators from Cebu, which is the owner of our office here, Jimrey, and he's not around right now, but tonight, naa siya. He's the one open up my mind, and according to him, Ma'am, a lot of developer that walay lupa. Siargao is very nice na, and dili ko katuo since I grew up in Siargao without water. No, I grew up in Siargao na maghuwat mi og muuwan tungod kay mautoy amo imnon, no, and walay transportation. That's why dugay ko wala na uli sa Siargao. When I go back to Siargao during the pandemic time, when I saw the development in Siargao, that's the start that I salute Mayor JR. Because my father is a politician also, no? My late father is a politician. Then nakita na ko unsa gyud kalisod in Siargao. with the mayor nga grabe ka brilliant na ayon niya start ang Del Carmen. So, diha nagsugod ang PALMYRA SIARGAO with the collaboration of our beloved mayor with the vision nga gihatag ni Mayor sa Del Carmenon and of course the whole Siargao nun. So this project, again, according to RTMs, this is not ordinary development. This is a community, no, humanitarian na matabang not only for Del Carmenon but for the whole Siargao. So we are new developer, but I believe that all developers started from the beginning. So same with us. So I hope and I pray that you will continue to pray for us, and of course to the partners or contractors from Davao and from Manila and from Cebu. So the contractors itself is nationwide, no? So of course, and also our partners from US, our investors from Europe, and the PALMYRA SIARGAO will soon rise in Del Carmen. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Chairman Lynie. At this point, I know for sure you'll be asking the process. I know this development is a luxury and dimension not just a protected area. So to help us explain and give that details to all of you, Mayor will be explaining the process, how it goes. Is that according to the process of the government, and also what's the impact this to the community at the same time to the tourism. Mayor?
Marajay na hapon sa tanan. Marajay na hapon. For those not familiar with Surigao nun, we are a dialect of the Visayan language, and this is our way of greeting. We say Marajaw. Hapon is afternoon, and again, so Marajaw na hapon sa Ijuhurot, mayong hapon sa inyong tanan. On behalf of the good people of Del Carmen and the good people of Siargao, we are very excited for this project of PALMYRA that will be erected in the municipality of Del Carmen. To give a context, Del Carmen is one of the 9 municipalities of Siargao Islands. 16 years ago, when around 2010, when we joined government, I was mayor in 2010. Siargao had a different story, not the Siargao that you know of today. For those of us who grew up in the island are very familiar with our experience, we have 4 months of typhoon season. It's from November to February. Last December 2021, including Cebu, we all experienced what a super typhoon would look like, and reminded us of the challenges of being in the eastern seaboard and part of the Pacific jinx or the Pacific Ring of Fire. How all these calamities would impact the way we would live our lives. That, I think, was a turning point in realizing what Siargao was really like. So in 2017, 2018, 2019, there was a surge in terms of the tourism of Siargao because of efforts that we did to promote the island. Again, in 2010, it was a different story. So in 2010, stories of people that would have to sell organs because we had to survive, because primarily our industry then was fishing, farming, and because you have typhoons, regular risk towards the Pacific and within the waters of the island, it was difficult to have a regular income. So if you accumulate many of your capital and utang, so you have to pay off, and it increases your vulnerability. There were also stories of children that would have a hard time trying to find food because, again, difficulty of livelihood. So the shift towards tourism was a conscious effort to try to look into an industry that would somehow help us
reverse the situation. And luckily, our bets on an ecotourism program was very fruitful. Unique to Siargao is the very beautiful wave, Cloud9. And actually, this coming October, we are hosting a world championship under the World Surfing League from end of October to the first 2 weeks of November. That would again put Siargao back on the spotlight. So with this success of the initial success of the tourism came suddenly the abrupt stop as well, because we all also experienced the pandemic. So we were all surprised of the pandemic, then suddenly you have the typhoon. What was unique was our ability to recover. So when we experienced all these challenges and obstacles along the way, around 2022, 2023, we realized that we had the ability to recover. Why? Because of multiple investments in terms of governance, in terms of infrastructure, and in terms of vision. So yeah, they agree. In terms of infrastructure, Siargao has now a fully paved circumferential road, very good access. So which means prior to the investments in infrastructures, people would only go to General Luna, which is the host of Cloud9. But with the availability of our circumferential road, any point in Siargao becomes an important location. It is the Carmen is in the center of the island. We are the largest in terms of land area, and we are host of the airport, the gateway of the island. So which makes it very plausible to host infrastructures like the investments being made by PALMYRA. There are other investments in terms of infrastructure, like the availability right now of our internet. We have fiber optic cables. We have increasing investments in our power. We have incoming investments for water. So all of the components that are necessary to support a very large investment like what PALMYRA is doing. The second is in terms of investments in policy and governance. The Carmen hosts the largest contiguous mangrove forest in the country. Way back, it was a site of many stories of illegal mangrove cutting and illegal fishing. But with many efforts being supported by the local government initiatives that we have been doing together with our development partners, both local, global, and international NGOs, development partners, we were able to transform behaviors to focus on a nature-positive approach towards development, allowing us to transform our people to accept nature as one of its ally, and therefore nature-based solutions, which includes developing of the mangrove forest, became a priority of our community and then our constituency. This resulted to the mangrove forest of Del Carmen to be declared as a Ramsar site, as a wetlands of international importance in 2024, sorry. So the 10-year journey of our efforts towards conservation allowed us to protect the island when there was storm surges and increasing storm strength in 2021. It contributed to very minimal property damage and casualty, allowing us our fast recovery. So that's where you see potential in investment, because now every country, wherever you are, there is always risk, but your ability to recover from those threats is where the investable opportunity comes in. And that's what I think we showed to the potential investors of PALMYRA, and to support the vision of Chairman Lynie, and of course everyone in PALMYRA team. And the third, I think, in terms of growth, is the vision. So the vision is to establish a well-developed island community of Siargao Islands that doesn't compromise on its values, on its already transformed behavior towards nature positive efforts. So this is a very particular hard step to take, as many people would immediately want to have an immediate return on, investments made by government, investments made by the private sector. But when we collaborated for efforts to entice investors to join us in this journey, it was a conscious and purposive effort to make sure that they recognize our vision and our ambition. And the ambition is to showcase that we can develop communities without compromising values and our local cultures. And this is why Palmyra is very unique and very special, because in the agreement to the vision that we are not compromising any of our values and any of our policies in government, then we are seeing an investor and their group that supports where Siargao and Del Carmen is headed, and hopefully where the country is headed. It is uncompromising in where we want to go, because we know where we want to go. And in this effort, we again applaud the investors of Palmyra for agreeing on the terms that we don't want to compromise, because these are very important, especially in these very difficult times that we are all facing. We need to find the right people who understand the right values, who want to take this journey with us. And this particular project of Palmyra doesn't just reflect where we are headed in Del Carmen and Siargao, but where we're headed as a country. Siargao is now one of the 5 green economic models of the Philippines. Very important in terms of tourism growth and in terms of island development models, not only in the Philippines, but within the world, because it's already a known destination. And to be able to showcase projects that are ambitious, that are big, but uncompromising, and allows a lot of participatory inputs, is a welcome development in how we should be moving forward in terms of understanding which investors we work with, what kind of development we would want. Again, not only for Del Carmen Siargao, but for our country. So again, on behalf of the good people of Del Carmen and Siargao Islands, we extend our heartfelt gratitude. Salamat gud karadyo, ma'am, for taking this journey when no one else would want to take. To the whole team for trusting us that it is a worthy journey to take in Del Carmen. And as of right now, because of the increasing popularity of Palmyra's investment, I'm happy to share with everyone that there is an increasing demand, and there's a lot of discussions in the last few weeks of how we will be improving the Siargao airport. There are other investments that are coming in, again, in terms of water, in terms of power, in terms of better environmental management and policies, including circular economies, and many other investments to make sure that we will be there to support the needed public sector investments to make Palmyra a very successful investment. And hopefully, this is the only project of Palmyra, but it will continue to grow and inspire others to do the same and invest in places like Del Carmen for the whole country. Thank you and good afternoon to everyone. Thank you very much, Mayor Coro, Jr. But before we proceed to the question and answer,
We would like to emphasize that this Palmyra project is not only a condominium project. This is actually a holistic community, as emphasized by the mayor, within a vibrant and thriving municipality. As you can see, the vision of our chairperson, Lynie, Bereso, is to actually establish and construct a thriving resort And not only that, there are going to be residences that are going to be developed, and a lifestyle commercial center. A bank has even already committed to open also likewise a branch in the PALMYRA project. An island food village where a curated culinary destination which celebrates local flavors and culture is going to be established likewise. There are going to be events and open spaces that are going to be established and constructed. As a matter of fact, those who love now yung anong tawag yan, yung parang tennis? Oh, pickleball is going to be one of the first structure that is going to be established there because of its popularity. It's a fad already, and the chairperson has recognized that. So it's going to be one of the structures that's going to be built first there. And there is also a business and sports pavilion that is going to be established. So as you can see, this is not only a condominium project. It is envisioned that it is going to become a thriving community within a vibrant and very modernized municipality later on. So that is why we are inviting you to visit Siargao, visit Del Carmen, and hopefully you will likewise visit the site of PALMYRA Siargao.
Let's give a big round of applause for PALMYRA Siargao.
Alright mga partners, no? Mako na atong nadunggan ang gipahigayong press conference. Opening statement pa lang to mga partners kay i-cut na to in two parts ang ato ang episode karon kay medyo taas-taas mga partners, no? Ang ilang mga statement. Ganina nadunggan na to ang statement ni Ma'am Lynie Espiel Bereso, no? Ang chairman ng CEO sa Wellbuild Development Corporation. Kauban po mga partners ang ilang legal counsel, Atty. Israelito Torreón, no? Ang kauban sab si Ma'am ang Chief Project Officer si Architect Emmelie so malinog mga ka-partners, no? Og of course ang uban pang mga kaubanan actually daghan na sila, kauban po si Mayor Coro mga ka-partners, no, sa Del Carmen, Siargao, Surigao del Norte mga ka-partners, naghatag po iyang pamahayag. So that's it, no? Sa mga interesado, you can check their official Facebook page. Tapos sila siguro ato na ipakuan sa screen, no? Ang ilahang contact information kung gusto mo inquire matungod sa PALMYRA Siargao, no? 5 residences ang ilang itupatukod mga ka-partners. Ang Royal Palm Residence, Imperial Palm Residence, Majestic Palm, Grandeur Palm ug Prestige Palm mga ka-partners, no? Adun ni mga commercial complex sad, no? Nga ilang ipatukod para dito sa mga, of course, sa ilang mga client mga ka-partners nga kung na kay property dito, well, di na ka maglisod kaya na commercial area, no? O of course, syempre ang world famous Cloud9, ang surfing capital sa Pilipinas mga ka-partners, ang Siargao nga diin daghan jud kay mga turista dito. Kay sa pagkakaroon, promising kaayo kung na kay property kay para di na ka mo rent og hotel, di ba? At the same time, kung gusto ka mag-for good dito, pwede sad, no? Daga pa opportunity dito karon. As explained by Mayor Caro mga ka-partners, no? Ginaredy na nila ang ilang local government units para sa mga influx, sa mga potential investors nga gustong magtukod dito o mga potential pod na mga mahimo nilang residents, no? Syempre, pag mag-for good na ka dito, resident po ka, and eventually makatabang jud ka sa ekonomiya dito sa Del Carmen, particular sa as a whole in general, no, ang Siargao Island mga ka-partners. So salamat kayo dilang sa, no, ang atong programa kay sa next episode na to mga ka-partners. Ang Q&A paminawon to kay daghang mga pupuntahan na, no, atong mga ka-partners na mga media may tungod ni ining very interesting kain na project. O ato ni madunggan mga partners sa atong next episode. So sa pagkakaroon, dili sa, no, tama na atong programang serbisyong kapartner ng bayan. Kinahigala ka partner Jimrey Biosa, o kauban sa technical side si Alfredo, si Celine, o Cebu ang family sa Sunshine Media Network International. Ang Diyos manalangin ka na ito.
Maukadto ang tulumanong serbisyong kapartner ng bayan. Ubani kami ninyo sa sunod na higayon. Matag Lunes hangtod Biyernes sa susamang oras, alauna hangtod alas 2 sa hapon. Dinhi lamang sa DYAR 765 SMNI Radio Cebu.